Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Saturday, September 9th, 2023. Lance Brock here. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday morning so far. In case you missed it, last night there was a special live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic talking about Impact Wrestling, Victory Road, WWE Friday Night SmackDown, and AEW Rampage. It was a pretty good Friday night of some pro wrestling action last night. And tonight we have AEW Saturday Collision on TNT because Saturday nights are right for fighting. And this morning on GMWF, gonna preview tonight's episode of Collision, which will be live from Cleveland, Ohio, and will feature the semifinals of the Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament. Darby Allin will face off with Roderick Strong. I think this should be a pretty good match. I know with a lot of the teas, it kind of seems like that Roderick Strong could be one of the ones that do go on to face MJF for the AEW World Championship. But we will just have to wait and see tonight. I think that'll be a very good match though. Either if Strong or Allin go over, and Darby Allin, of course, defeating Nick Wayne Wednesday on Dynamite. And we also have Samoa Joe taking on Penta El Zero Miedo. And like I said about Roderick Strong, that it kind of does look like they could have Samoa Joe advance to the finals or to win the tournament, I should say, and advance to face MJF at Grand Slam after the whole shoving incident that took place between the two. But we will just have to wait and see though. I could see them putting Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong together in the finals, because both of them, as of late, have somehow been tied to the AEW World Champion MJF. Also tonight, Bullet Club Gold will be in action. The Outcasts and also the AEW Trios champions, The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. So that is what's being advertised so far for tonight's episode of AEW Saturday Collision. Should be a pretty stacked show tonight. And once again, the new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic from last night. I talked about Impact Wrestling's Victory Road Impact Plus special. It was a very good show, and I definitely recommend checking out the replay if you did not see it last night. Also, listen to the recap on 360 Wrestling Fanatic. One thing about Victory Road that I want to talk about real quick this morning is that the 2023 Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame induction, and this year Impact is inducting their original announced team of Mike Tenay and Don West into the Impact Hall of Fame, which I said last night I definitely agree with this decision. I think this one is a good call. Definitely deserved to be on the first ever show, the first NWA TNA Wednesday night pay-per-view, and Ferrara was with them, but he was only there for a short time at the beginning, and then the rest of the time until maybe 2014, 2015, or, well, for Mike Tenay it was about that, but Don West was on commentary, I want to say, till about 2009 or so, and then even after they took him off commentary and put Taz there with Mike Tenay, they had him stay on as kind of like a host for ShopTNA.com with the brown bag specials and all the other merchandise. And at one time, they even tried him out as a manager. They had him as the hype man for Amazing Red. He used to be on the floor at ringside, get the crowd behind him. But that didn't really last too long. But Mike and Don definitely deserving to be in the Impact Hall of Fame. Ones that are already in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. You got Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Kurt Angle, Team 3D, Gail Kim, Earl Hebner, Ken Shamrock, and I don't know if this will ever happen or not, as long as he is still with WWE, unless WWE is very generous 1 year and lets him go to the induction. But there's one guy who definitely belongs in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I'm sure most people know who I'm gonna say. That is the phenomenal AJ Styles. Was there since day one, the first NWA TNA pay-per-view, the first ever TNA X Division champion. Was there till about 2014. And like I said, if anybody deserves to be in the TNA / Impact Hall of Fame, you would think it's AJ Styles. So maybe one day that will be able to happen. And that is all for this Saturday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave your feedback from all the pro wrestling that took place last night. Impact's Victory Road, WWE SmackDown, AEW Rampage. Leave your feedback in the comments here on Spreaker, on YouTube, or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. And also, another reminder, I'm going to try to have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight, talking all about AEW Collision. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll have the new show tonight. But we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Sunday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. So hope you all are here too. But until tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.